Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Um, this is just a little message. I said I would do this if I hit 200 subscribers. So give this a shot. I don't really know what I'm doing with microphones. I haven't had a lot of time to really kind of sit and mess with it, but I have some free time, so I figured may as well just do it live and do it now. Kind of like everything else with Summer Story, I'm learning absolutely everything on the fly. Editing software, generation, making music. It's been quite an adventure. Um, right off the bat, I want to thank everybody who subscribed. It's amazing to me. I know in YouTube, 200 subscribers doesn't seem like a lot, but I had no expectations when I started doing this because I'm not somebody who's really done any kind of content creation, and this whole summer story thing kind of just came about out of the blue. I just kind of started messing with various AI programs, seeing what they were capable of. Basically started with Suno AI, which, if you don't know what that is a AI music generation program, which is controversial to a lot of people, and I understand that. But I love new technology, and I love music. I love music more than anything else. So I started messing with that, and it really is an amazing piece of software. I mean, what you can do with it when you really start to understand how it works is just incredible. So basically, the summer story idea came from a song I had generated, which was a metal song, metal being probably my favorite genre of music forever. Um, and I had made a song, and so I decided, hey, let's make an album cover. That would be kind of cool. So I generated a picture of what would eventually become Summer. Um, had no intention to do that. I just wanted to make something that I thought looked cool for a metal album cover, and finished it, kind of just let it sit. And actually, the whole summer story concept sort of came to me when I was brushing my teeth, which may sound kind of strange, but uh, literally in the middle of brushing, I just kind of stopped, and the whole thing sort of fell into my head. And I thought, well, with this new programs and software, maybe I can make this work and do something creative. Most of my free time, I go to work, I come home, I play video games. I've been playing video games forever. I'm a Gen Xer, so I've been around a while now. And I had just kind of gotten tired of sort of passive entertainment, state of the game industry, the games, in my opinion, just not in a good place right now. Um, the only game I regularly play right now is Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, which, if you've heard of that or not heard of that, it's basically kind of like an MMO, but not exactly. It's not like World of Warcraft. It's more of a kind of an action MMO. You're not really playing a extensive story. It's just basically, I don't know, what would be a good analogy? Kind of like, I don't know, maybe Bayonetta or Devil May Cry kind of gameplay, but you're running around in sort of big environments, just killing things, leveling up. I enjoy it. I've been a Sega fan forever, probably going back to, oh man, probably, well, 1987, I think, is when the Sega Master System came out, which I got for my birthday off the shelf when it was brand new. I remember running around all over town with my dad. Found the only one in Sears. I was just kind of weird that way because I was an arcade rat growing up. I basically lived in the arcades, and if you know anything about Sega back in those days, like they pretty much dominated the arcade scene in the earlier days. lots of really great games, Golden Axe, Altered Beast, all kinds of stuff like that. So I kind of became a Sega fan through the arcade aspect of it. So I was one of those weird kids that never had a NES or the 8-bit Nintendo system, though I played it because all of my friends had them. So that's just kind of what that's all about, and that's kind of how I landed on Phantasy Star Online 2 as my game. And, you can give it a shot. It's a free game. You may or may not like it, but I enjoy the gameplay. Anyway, like I said, I'm just very humbled and appreciative of everybody that has subscribed to my channel, watched any of my content, even if you only watched a little bit. That's more than I ever anticipated, being that I've never done creative stuff like that, although I've always had aspirations of stories and things like that, but I'm not artistically inclined. I don't know how to draw. I can't do any of that stuff. I wish I could. I'm extremely envious of people that can do that, and if you're one of those people, keep it up. That's awesome. I just think that anytime anybody's bringing anything creative into the world, I think that's a net positive. Like I said, I sort of did this in response to so much of entertainment, or at least my entertainment, being passive and just kind of sitting there watching stuff or listening to stuff or reading stuff, whatever. And I just wanted to do something different with my time and kind of do my own thing. And this is how this whole thing came about. My influences on the summer story idea, as you might have noticed with the latest character, Birdie, who has been there from the beginning, but I never actually had an on-screen character for her. The chains and everything are definitely inspired by Hellraiser, which is my favorite horror movie of all time. No question about it. Clive Barker is a genius, kind of a renaissance man. I mean, a real artist. And I just always loved those, so shamelessly I ripped that off for the Birdie character as kind of my nod to Hellraiser. So I've just been kind of doing everything off the top of my head. If I have an idea, I'll just come home and just start doing things just to sort of get something out. I have a rough idea of where I want the story to go, but kind of doing things in between major chapters or story beats. That's where I kind of came up with the idea for the side stories, as those are non-canon sort of stories that don't really affect the main storyline, but I can sort of do whatever I want. If I want to do funny things, or if I want to bring characters into it that aren't part of the current story, dead characters, anything like that, it's just fun for me, because then I can sort of keeps my creative mind going. So got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. Just finished up an album for Agony Witch, which is going to be my made-up band for the story. It's a metal band, obviously. So it took me a long time to do that. I'm really picky. Made all the songs in Suno. I don't have any instruments or anything like that. I used to play trumpet in high school, which was awful. I didn't really care for it. I originally wanted to be a drummer, and even bought the drumsticks. And when I went to my music teacher, he basically shut me down immediately and said, no, we have too many drummers, so you can't play drums, which I'm really upset about. And I should have been more persistent, but that's kind of always been my problem, is I get easily discouraged. So ended up playing trumpet and didn't really care for that. But drumming has always been something that I really enjoyed, which is how I gravitated towards metal. Obviously, lots of technical, complicated drumming in that. So that's where I sort of lean towards with my musical taste. But I'm all over the map. I mean, right now in my basement, I probably have over 1,000 CDs of just all kinds of music. So that's basically been my main inspiration for a lot of this. I wanted the summer story to always involve music in some way and sort of revolve around that, which is where the imaginary band idea came from. And I'm hoping to have a lot of fun with that in between actual story stuff. So, some more of that in the future, as well as various other things. I realize I'm kind of rambling here, but I'm not used to talking on the internet. I don't really engage on the internet at all. I'm mostly a lurker in most places. As the internet, as I'm sure you know, can be very judgmental and people are mean, which is fine. I get it. You're going to do what you're going to do. It's not really my thing. I try to be positive as best as I can. So that's where it kind of comes back to anybody that has enjoyed any of my content. It really means a lot to me. It's 200 more subscribers than I ever anticipated doing this. And like I said, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot to me. And I always try to be humble and show gratitude. I think gratitude is something that's missing in the modern day many times. So even if it's only a couple of hundred subscribers, I want to make sure I thank everybody for doing that. So not sure kind of what else to talk about here, but like I said, this is my first time and didn't really plan on doing this today, but I had some free time, so I just plugged in the microphone and just winging it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. I guess if anybody cares, I could do more of these once in a while. I sort of had an idea of maybe talking about some of my musical influences in greater detail, if anybody's interested in anything like that. Obviously, metal being one of them. Just as a quick shout out, probably my favorite metal album of all time is Demanufacture by Fear Factory, which is an amazing record. Came out in 1992. Hasn't aged a day, in my opinion. Burton is just an insanely talented vocalist. Cleans, growls, screaming, the whole deal. Dino on guitar. Raymond is the drummer. Just a awesome album if you like sort of, I don't know if you call it tech metal or whatever. It has a lot of sort of sci-fi influence, but that is just an absolutely fantastic album. And, if metal is your bag, I highly suggest you go and listen to it. Like I said, it's my favorite metal album of all time. So give that a shot if you're interested. But I'll kind of wrap this up so I'm not rambling too long. As I said, thank you very much. And I got more stuff on the way, lots of different stuff. So I hope you keep turning in and have a good day.